Welcome to the 2019-20 school year. We're so excited to have you on board as our AP teacher team this year, and we are sad that we don't get to see you to kick off the year like we normally do, but we wanted to make sure that we allowed you guys as much time in your classrooms as possible and didn't make you travel all over the county. I'm Judith Vigue. I am Director for Advanced Studies and Academic Excellence, and the other two people that you'll be hearing from today include Hannah Graziano and Janet Harris, who are the instructional coaches for the Advanced Studies high school roles. As we do each year, we want to open our presentation with celebrations of the work in our AP program in Pinellas County Schools. The first celebration that I want to note is that we had 22 teachers that were able to come with us to AP Annual Conference last month in Orlando, and I'm looking forward to them having an opportunity to share their learning with each of you at DWT and at our upcoming PLCs. Our second celebration is about AP readers. We currently have over a dozen AP readers among our AP teacher group in Pinellas County Schools, and I want to take the time also to encourage each and every one of you who's been teaching your AP subject for 3 or more years to consider applying to be an AP reader. It's probably one of the most powerful PD experiences that teachers say that they've ever had. Next in line, a big celebration for all of you. AP Capstone diplomas earned in 2018-19. We had a record high number in Pinellas County Schools, and this is not just a celebration of our capstone teachers in the seminar and research classes, because as we know, those diplomas are earned by getting credit in both of those classes in addition to 4 other classes where students earn a 3 or higher. Another thing that we wanted to celebrate is the district presentation that was made at AP Annual Conference last month. We were asked by College Board to talk a little bit about what we've been doing in Pinellas County in order to make the amazing progress that's been accomplished in terms of diminishing participation gaps by students who are low income or our minority students. The additional piece that they wanted us to make sure we highlighted is how we've built a culture around maintaining a focus on increasing the number of college credits that our students earn through AP and the diminished gaps that have happened as a result of that. So super big kudos to all of you for being part of the progress that's been made. Last but not least, for our opening celebrations, I want to put a kudos out there to the 183 teachers, which is more than half of our AP teachers in Pinellas County, who attended AP Summer Institute. Those teachers had a chance to do a deep dive into the new course and exam description guides and also take a strong look at the resources that are now available in My AP that you'll hear more about in a few minutes. Those teachers are going to be great resources to each and every one of you as we move through the year and we begin to use those new resources. So thank you, everybody. You all are a contributing factor to the things that we celebrate in Pinellas County Schools, and we look forward to creating more celebrations as we progress through the year.
Hello, I'm Janet Harris. As Judy mentioned before, I'm one of the staff developers for Advanced Studies. I'm looking at AP exam data, and I'd like to give you some information about that. The exam data is not ready yet. The data file was incomplete, and we will be getting that information to you by the end of this month. When it is ready, we will be happy to meet with you for data chats and support in the schools as needed. Let's take a look at resources for AP courses. You'll notice that there are 2 sides to this particular slide. On the left side, you have My AP, and on the right side, you have PCSB provided support. With My AP, that is from College Board, and some of you may remember having an opportunity to pilot some of these programs in the 2018-2019 school year. When we look at these, the particular one that you were able to sample was the question bank. The unit guides, topic questions, personal progress checks are all a part of functions that you will have an opportunity to work with this year, opportunities for you to work with students and enhance the learning in classrooms. Take note that the topic questions and personal progress checks are formative assessments for you to be able to push these out to students, look at their information, and then make decisions on differentiation so that we can support students towards success in the spring. I would like to specifically highlight the AP teacher community, which is an opportunity for you to collaborate and discuss topics with teachers from your AP community all over the country. Again, this is a resource provided by College Board, one that you may want to take advantage of and check out. On the right-hand side, we have, again, the district-provided resources or Endorsed resources. Albert I.O. Has practice questions that you all were able to utilize last year. Those of you who are new may not have tried this, but we encourage you to look at this resource as something that can be used with students. Office 365, you'll take note that there are AP subject groups and teacher groups. The subject groups are for you to be able to collaborate with one another with teachers in your subjects. The Office 365 AP teacher group is primarily for us, the district staff, to be able to send information to you. So please look at these frequently, but take note which ones you are sending information throughout so that we can ensure that everyone receives the correct information. Note that Khan Academy is still a resource that we have available to us. We want you to make sure that you look at that to see how students can benefit from Khan Academy. You have opportunities to provide assignments for students to look at particular videos. As you look at the needs of each and every student, you can use this as an access point to help them have better opportunities for success in AP courses.
Hi, as Judy mentioned, I'm Hannah Graziano, one of the instructional staff developers for high school. Janet mentioned My AP, but I just wanted to give you a little bit more in depth about your deadlines in My AP. Remember that the AP course audit process needs to be completed by August 12th. And so if you don't believe that you are part of your course audit, you should get with your AP course audit administrator or your AP coordinator. The AP coordinator by this time may have already created sections for you, and if they have not, they will do so by August 13th, and they will share with you a join code for you to give your students. We do not want you as the teacher creating any of those sections. You as the teacher are going to have your students join the class sections that were built for you by your AP coordinator by August 31st. By September 2nd, your AP coordinator will expire that initial join code, so it's very important that you will have your students join those class sections that were built for you by that August 31st deadline. Some things to keep in mind throughout the year. AP coordinators, teachers, and counselors need to just maintain that constant communication regarding any schedule changes related to those AP courses. We need AP coordinators to manage all dropped students from classes. We will never have a teacher dropping students out of those sections. AP teachers feel free to move students from one section to another as needed. AP teachers, make sure that you're notifying your AP coordinator of any College Board account issues. We don't want students who have already joined your class to rejoin the class under a different account. Some changes came through for exam fees that we're asking our students to pay. So this year there will be a $40 late order fee after November 15th for any exams that are ordered after that time. For second semester AP courses, this deadline is March 13th. There is also a $40 cancellation fee or unused test fee after November 15th for those students who ordered a test or don't sit for the test at the end of the year. Again, for semester 2 classes, that deadline is March 13th. This is important for AP teachers to remember because if you are considering having a student who might be over their head with too many AP courses or a student is just feeling overwhelmed, we might want to have those conversations by the end of first quarter so as not to incur these late fees. AP Capstone Seminar and AP Capstone Research has a different fee if a student submits one of the requirements but does not submit all of the requirements to their portfolio, and that fee will be $142 for any student who submits a portion of but not all of their portfolio. It's also important to keep in mind that any unpaid fees will be deducted from next year's AP enhancement allocation, so we want to make sure that we are not reducing that amount that can be allocated to your school next year. So once again, we will be doing our fall PLCs for each of the AP subject areas. So just take note to those dates that are on the screen, mark them in your calendar so that you can plan for these accordingly. You will be receiving TDEs out to your school for the appropriate dates. Even if you teach multiple subjects, we would expect to see you hopefully for each of the subjects that you currently teach. We will also be sending out a short survey next week so that you can help build the agenda for your PLC group so that we best meet your needs and you can meet the needs of your students. So we hope to see you in the fall.
And of course now the topic that everybody wants to know more about, which is money and finances. AP enhancement budgets are going to be allocated to schools at the beginning of September. We have to get a good count and a good read on how many AP exams we're going to be paying for and deduct that from what we have district-wide before we can determine what's going to be sent out to each individual school. So that should be able to happen by the beginning of September. The types of things that schools can use these funds for include things like supplemental instructional resources for the AP classroom, or if you have an AP course that has lab activities, these funds might be used to replenish consumable supplies. Some schools also use these funds in order to pay teachers to come in on Saturday mornings or stay for evenings in order to provide practice exam sessions. And last but not least, one of the most popular uses of this money is in order to pay for substitutes during the 2 exam weeks in the month of May so that AP teachers actually serve as proctors for each other's AP exams. On the other side of things, so that was money that's coming to the school. On the other side of things is money that's coming to you as an AP teacher. As many of you already know, AP teachers earn $50 for each score that comes back as a 3 or higher. And so those bonuses are calculated by me later this year, and then they're sent to you via your paycheck on November 22nd. A couple of important things with this. Your score reports that you're going to have shared with you later this month, that's what we're going to use in order to determine your bonus amount. One of the things that you need to make sure of, and we'll remind you of this when we send out the data reports, is that if there are corrections to be made, if there are missing scores in your report that you know shouldn't be missing, it's your responsibility to make sure that you obtain screenshots of that, either from the student or from your own score report, and send those to me so that we can update those reports before we calculate the bonuses. So you'll get your score reports by the end of this month, and then you've got the entire month of September in order to send me any updates. Then we calculate in order to make sure that you get an on-time payment. Last but not least, we want to make sure that we leave you with some good contact information in order to get in touch with Hannah or Janet, depending upon what school you are working in, as well as being able to get a hold of me or get a hold of Jean Patterson, the Secretary for Advanced Studies. We appreciate that you've taken the time to listen to what we've been able to offer you today, and we look forward to our next conversation with you. Have a great start to your school year.